third time's the charm. And now I'm back for a third round. And right now, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Boogeyman. And this movie was based off of a Stephen King short story that was released back in Night Shift, which is his first collected short story collection. And I've read that story like a few years ago. Essentially, what I remember, it's kind of like a therapy session between like a delusional man trying to get rid of his fears. This movie is drastically different. For one, it's set up as like a family story. And the way this movie is set up, this family just recently lost their mom. And the Boogeyman just haunts them. And you have like a little girl that is just terrified of it. The older sister is not so skeptical about it, but the little girl starts seeing more of the Boogeyman as the movie progresses. But to me, this movie wasn't scary at all. In fact, this is probably just going to be like a little rant I'm going to talk about. So I saw this movie with Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and my audience was really engaged in the movie, and I had like no issues with like over talking. But the Boogeyman, what an opposite reaction that I had. For one, I was in one of the smallest theaters at my theater, and I was in the back row. You had like mostly teenagers come in, and I was stuck by a couple. Yeah, I was stuck by a couple teenage girls, and they pretty much talked through the entire movie, and it just like ruined my enjoyment for this movie, which in my opinion I really wasn't enjoying that much anyway. But one of the very few times that I almost like left the movie because I was so annoyed. But yeah, I just do not like that whatsoever. And overall, the movie really wasn't all that scary, and it kind of wasn't my cup of tea, really, because I've seen many, many, many movies like this. I wasn't scared at all. I thought it was kind of dumb, really. But that whole rant that I just talked about just like ruined the movie for me. But I was highly disappointed with this one. I really thought it would be a step up from the remake of Firestarter that we got last year, which is probably one of the worst Stephen King adaptations ever. But this one is more watchable though. But it's really not all that good either. There's also this subplot on these girls that the older sister was into. They come over and play with like a Ouija board or something, and they try to like talk to the sister's mom, that was kind of a mess, really. And not to mention, there was this trope where they could have turned on the light throughout the entire movie, and yet they have like very weak Christmas lights to protect them from the boogeyman. Like, what are you thinking? Oh. Yeah. This review sounds more like a rant because it really is. But out of the movies I've watched recently this whole month, this one might be my least favorite. And yeah. But if you're like a teenager that wants to have fun for like a weekend, you can like go check this movie out. But I just didn't care for it whatsoever. And I would honestly give the Boogeyman, I would give it like a D, because it really wasn't all that good. But it didn't help with like having a live commentary for like 90 minutes either. But those are my thoughts on the Boogeyman. And my next video is going to be my Raiders of the Lost Ark movie review. Probably the one review that I've been like waiting to film ever since I rewatched it. So I can finally bring you that review really soon. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in a minute, because I have at least a couple more movies to talk about. Alright guys, I'll see you in a minute. Adios. Peace.